What is long and hard?
Huh?
No, it's a serious question. What is long and hard?
Yeah.
And has the word?
Cucumber.
Terrible.
What's the question?
What's the question?
that was the answer.
Wow, that was sharp.
Skills.
Life got me stressing, counting on my blessings. Real talk, KJ, bass, been finessing. Let me write a little message, some main facts from my main act. Jumped on a K track. Me? Let me listen to some ASAP. Rocky got me feeling last alone on my own. Lining up punch lines in my dome, but the Rambo in my chrome, let the ego.
So, J Rose, how you doing?
Not too bad, how are
What's
you?
happening? I'm good, thank you. I feel blessed, I feel happy. It's a new year, 2019. Excitement.
Excitement, yeah. Straight excitement.
How do you feel about 2019 and like the whole new year, new me hype? Do you believe in that?
I do, you know. Every year I thought I believe in development, so just about 2019, I feel like last year was very progressive in itself, and this is the year to like kind of just run over that progression. And
Absolutely.
put into practice.
I feel like there's a lot of negative Nancys out there. They don't believe in the whole new year, new me, New Year's resolution.
Negative Nancy's.
Yeah.
You're right though. No, you're right.
Do you have New Year's resolutions, and what are they?
I'm going to try my best to stop swearing. You get me? And I will.
You swear on Wednesday, right?
Only Wednesdays. I'm going to swear on this Wednesdays. But resolution-wise, it's about not working for anyone. Like literally, I want to actually stop working, put myself in that difficult situation, and then earn. Do you get me? And then invest it into what I believe in, and make sure that takes off so that everyone around me is then looked after. But I've got to start with me, innit?
Absolutely. Do you feel like that's going to start in 2019?
I feel like that started in 2018,
Okay.
but now 2019 is the year to put it into practice. I kind of just studied it in 2018, how to kind of make the transition. And this year is the year that the transition's got to be made, isn't it?
So 2018, would you say, was more of like a prep kind of thing?
Yeah, 100%.
For what you had more
I'd say
land?
it was the prep. I'd say the prep started when I started like the record label. I started, to be honest, Candy Roll, which is the modelling agency, that started last year. But the record label was when I kind of started prepping. You get me?
Yeah.
Last year was when I finished prepping and I started cooking. You know what I mean? And this year is the
What are
year
you
you
cooking?
serve it up. This is cooking up loads of stuff.
Alright.
Music, and just success really, you know,
Yeah.
cooking up success, yeah.
So earlier we were talking about multiple streams of avenues and stuff. And I asked you, like, what do you kind of see yourself as?
Yeah.
And you said J Rose, the artist, writer, entrepreneur, CEO of Gentleman's Row. So you're a musician, you've got a clothing line, you've got the record label, multiple streams of income right there, right?
Yeah, like here and there, like it comes in when it comes in.
So how did you get started? What came first actually, the artist or the record label?
The artist.
Alright, how did you get started?
Well, the truth is, Marcus was telling me, Marcus is my best friend, and he's someone who is a firm believer in like grime and UK music, whereas growing up I listened to more like rap, UK rap and American rap. So obviously he was showing me certain artists and telling me that these artists are like, better than Rick Ross and 50 Cent and stuff like that.
The UK artist?
Yeah, the UK artist that he's talking about, he's saying it's better than, you get me, Rick Ross and that. And I was like, wow, do you get me? How can you say something like that? But then it was from that when we decided to take it upon ourselves to write music ourselves and see, we gave it a go, realised we were actually not too bad at it, do you get me? And then I continued to develop in that respect, and then took it to university, met a couple other people, people who weren't artists at the time, they were just doing it for a hobby, and then we used to just write and then spit to the brothers outside, and they would always say, this is when I thought okay, maybe I'm actually getting good at this, because they would say, do that tune again, do that tune again.
Reload it.
Reload it. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I have to spit those bars over and over again. I mean, which was good practice, but obviously that's when me being an artist started being real to me.
And how long ago was that you writing and thinking, oh, you know what, like, I'm actually not too bad?
I was writing and reciting about 6-7 years ago, but I never released anything to the public or had recorded anything, because I didn't know the process of music, and didn't actually know it. You know what I mean? So literally, it was just writing and then playing the beat and then just getting excited. Yeah.
I feel like to people who aren't in the industry, the process always looks really fun. Like, so for example, music videos.
Yeah.
To us, it looks like a really fun kind of gig. What's that like? What's the process like?
It is fun. It's so fun if you make it fun. Do you know what I mean? Some people might take it a bit too seriously, but with music, it has to be like from here, like that enjoyment within you has to come out to get a great product, you know? But sometimes it is, you have to take it seriously though at the same time, do you know what I mean? Because if you're talking about something that's actually meaningful to people and you're kind of joking about, then they can't take in what you're saying really seriously, do you know what I mean?
Do you ever feel like there's pressure on you then? And do you feel like it's an overwhelming process to get it right?
I feel like, yeah, there isn't pressure, but pleasing everybody is the pressure, isn't it? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's where it becomes overwhelming for some people, do you get me? But for me, if I personally like it, and you don't like it, for example, then we're going to just have to agree to disagree, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I like it. And there's been times where, right in this very house, where there was an instrumental from one of the producers, his name Kev Caesar, he's hard, shout out to Kev Caesar, certified. But he had a beat online, and I liked it, I loved the beat, to the point where like, I was just banging it out, and then my boy was like, it's alright man, you get me, like, it's alright, you get me, and I was like, nah, bro, this beat is cold. You know, so I'm writing to it, literally from Edmonton to Wood Green, I'm writing to it, finish the bars. You know, that's what happens when you're inspired, you can do something quite well in a short space of time. Anyway, I started spitting the lyrics to him, and then he was like, yeah, it's alright. I carried on, do you get me? I said, look, I'm going studio, recorded that tune, do you get me? And then hit up the videographer, I said, I'm shooting a video. Like, why? You know what I mean? He's still like, why are you shooting a video to that? In the end, we released that, and that's got the highest amount of views to this day. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's called Highlight Planes.
Okay.
So that's got the highest amount of views to this day. And if I didn't stick with that feeling of what I believed in, then it wouldn't have ever been noticed. And a lot of people say that tune is their favourite tune. Do you get me? And there's been a couple where I do listen to other people and I say, yo, alright, let me go with that decision. And I'm not going to lie, one of them that they've encouraged me to actually do has got the lowest amount of views. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it has. So I think it's a tune as well, but I know the reason behind some of it getting low views as well.
You want to share?
Honestly, I was with a girl, the girl in the video, I was with her, innit? And there's a lot of girls who messaged me saying, isn't there an audio for that? Because I don't really like looking at the video. Do you know what I mean? So I think that might play a part to some of it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And honestly, it's a quite a lovey-dovey tune, innit? So it's not really for the man, innit?
So how does it work in terms of like your fans then, interacting with them, figuring out what it is they like, what they don't like? How do you interact with your fans actually?
The best way to interact is when you're doing performances.
Public performances.
Yeah, public performances is the best way to interact. Social media is really good as well. I'm not really a social media person until recently, kind of thing. I'm kind of learning it and all of that, but I'm not really a social media person. But that's a really good way to interact with your fans. If you can address certain situations that you might find a bit touchy on social media and it creates a reaction, then you can speak to your fans and stuff and then
figure it out.
Yeah, because they might be, but some of them might be like, oh, I really love the way you move. That's the fear factor, isn't it? Because you might say something and then the people that are following you might not agree, and then they'll be like, oh, I don't really like him anymore, kind of thing. And it affects your progress, innit?
Yeah.
So you might not deliver with that.
Oh yeah, because I feel like who you are on social media is very different to who you are in reality.
Yeah.
And I'm always talking about the idea of social media killing being social. Would you agree with that? Do you kind of get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I get you. Like the physical social aspect
yeah.
of being social as compared to like doing it over the internet.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, it does, innit? It does, I'm not gonna lie, but it does bring people together as well. Because when one thing goes off, that's you. Literally, the whole world is together at that moment. You know that, innit? Which is kind of mad as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Social
media
R. Kelly stuff,
social
like
work.
R. Kelly's going wild right now. You know, he's going wild, man. But yeah, I think it does take away from like physical because some people are a bit more brave on the internet, and then when it comes to like face to face,
it's a completely different story.
Yeah, it's a different story. So it does kind of have an effect on people.
Right. Well, kind of going back to you being CEO, entrepreneur, all of that, having your own record label. What's the connection between your record label and your clothing line? How did you connect the two? Talk to me about that.
It's the logo. The logo is, to me, an inspiring logo, and it represents the brand quite well. And I think it's one of them, doing gentleman's role, and the logo within itself, it carries so much weight that you can actually branch out into a lot of things.
Right.
So the second thing I wanted to branch out to, which ties in well with music, was clothing. Do you know what I mean? So we've got a video where it's called Righteous, where we've got like the logo on white t-shirts, all the man are wearing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it kind of leaves a good taste of it in your mouth because the tunes, in my opinion, the tunes are lit. Do you get me?
Of course, it's got to be good in your opinion.
Yeah, 100%, innit?
You don't put it out if you don't like it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. But then obviously the logo's there, so people thinking, what's that? I've had loads of people say to me like, this is before I even started printing it on t-shirts. I had like some of my own saying, yo, I need one of those. And
but how did you come up with the logo anyway? Who designed it?
I came up with a logo. It was inspired by I saw something on the train poster, wasn't it? Like the Monopoly Man.
Yeah.
I saw the Monopoly Man, innit? And I was just like,
I like
it
that.
makes sense, innit? yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So kind of just incorporated that, changed his hat. You know what I mean? Obviously kept the moustache and then put the gentleman's row MG
And so,
abbreviation.
if you had to describe gentleman's row in 3 words, what would it be?
I say it's organic. It's passionate, very passionate entity, and exciting.
What do you think, like, people pick up from it? Because I was going to go with something completely different.
Yeah.
I was going to go with suave, smooth, sophisticated.
Yeah, you know what, you're right. Like, from the public eye, you'd get suave, smooth, sophisticated. You get that because the gentleman's row, innit? Yeah, straight green light. But obviously, because I'm within the actual gentleman's row, and I know what we get up to, and like everyone, gentleman's row is a gentleman, though. Do you know what I mean? But
well, what do you not get up to?
we're fun, we're exciting, but we look after each other. We look after ladies and all of that stuff, innit? We make sure we're not too savage, but we're super real. Do you get me? That's how we still compare ourselves to like, we're still inspired by people like Death Row. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So Row is like quite a powerful sector of people, isn't it? Do you get me? So we still stick to that realness, but we're trying to keep it suave.
Well, I feel like it does come across in music videos. You said it, the logo is there sometimes.
Yeah.
And even I was watching Suggestions with someone. Tell me about that. How did you come up with that concept? How did you come up with the idea for the music video? What's it about? And what did you want the audience to pick up from it?
Yeah. To be honest, that concept was brought to me by a very good director I worked with. His name's Gideon. He's got a company called By Novell. And yeah, they listened to Suggestions, and literally he had a different idea to that idea, to be honest with you, but then it just carried on developing, And then that's basically what we got out of it. And I thought it was amazing how he came up with the idea of like, obviously I'm playing two girls, do you know what I'm trying to say? But I'm interested in both of them, you know, and they both love me back. You know what I mean? And it feels like I've said the same words to both of them, do you know what I mean? Like I've used the same bars on both of them, but I mean it to both of them at the same time for different reasons, etc. But I'm explaining to them like, you know what I mean? So he's taking that as girls will kill you if you fuck with their emotions, innit? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And they will team up against you, girl power, all of that stuff.
Which is exactly what happened.
Which is exactly what happened at the end, you know what I mean? They joined forces and I felt like a bit of a dickhead. But at the same time I'm like...
But we didn't actually see what really happens at the end though. Like,
yeah.
It kind of fades out a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we've got your face in the water.
Yeah.
What happens, or is that for our imagination?
Yeah. So with this director, he's trying to do sequels to my work. So he's going to try and turn it into like a whole storyboard. But obviously I'm not going to say too much, but we've got a second project coming out. That was off of the first project, well, a project called Somerset, and the tune after was off a first project called Silver Street. But Silver Street 2 is coming out, and we're going to tie what happens next back to that. If possible, we'll see, you know what I mean?
So there's a lot to look forward to.
There's so much to look forward to.
Yo, it's your boy J Rose, Shy Casino, get me, Gentleman's Row Music Group. Yo, confused, got a brother like me, coming out of game so relaxed. Stressed out cause you love me, but you don't know if a brother does love her back. But I'm stressed out too, can't feel the same, I never thought I'd be so attached. Holding back, state the facts, do the maths, change the stats. Suggestions please.
What are you looking forward to for 2019 musically?
I'm looking forward to Silver Street 2.
Yeah.
That's going to be a crazy project because I believe I finally reached the point of like a developed J Rose where I was looking for my sound, I was looking for my style, I was trying different voices in it, like, which doing my research in music, like I've gone back to people like Kendrick Lamar, his first stuff, if you haven't heard it, go check it out, like K-Dot, I think that's what he went by, and he's got like 7k views on his album, stuff like that I've listened to, and you can hear him like trying to sound mad, masculine and deep and stuff like that. But obviously as time gone on, he's kind of embraced his voice, innit, which gives you your identity, you get me? Which is where I'm at now, do you know what I mean? Like I know how to utilise my identity and it helps you get your character across because it's natural, innit? You know? And that's what this project's about, innit? Because I've grown up on Silver Street, that's home, you know what I mean? I'm from Edmonton, and that's the street I've always like been up and down. So this is really, really gonna identify me as an artist.
But it's kind of funny you talk about identity though, because I was watching another one of your music videos with my friend, and he was running commentary and he was like, I feel like this boy grew up in a Christian background. Yeah. Are you spiritual? Like, do you get that?
That resonates, yeah, because I did grow up in a Christian background.
But it's weird, like you've got your identity, but then people who are watching you are like clocking different things about you without you having to actually explicitly say this and that.
That's really good, you know, because that means I'm putting myself across in the way I am.
It needs to be, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That needs to be like, you get me? So I do address like Christianity in my songs and stuff, innit? I tend to like I might relate maybe a Bible verse or just you'll hear me like thank God. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that I do. I don't know if it's quite often, but I do it like quite a fair bit. But it's interesting that he noticed that because I don't...
We watched quite a few yesterday, just going through them, and that was the first thing he picked up on, which I thought was kind of interesting as well.
I'm not going to lie, I do this a lot. Like, I think maybe, I don't know, I'm going to look here, but in every video I think I do that quite a bit, so maybe that's what he related it to.
It's interesting though, because he's then come up with a whole story about you.
Okay.
I've come up with a story about you.
Yeah, that's mad.
Do you ever get people coming up with stories about you? Like, what's the wildest thing that you've ever heard someone say about you, and how did that make you feel?
I don't know if this counts here, but one of my guys, he said I come across as some sort of killer on on camera.
A killer?
Yeah, like you look like you kill man. And I'm just like, alright, you know what, whatever, innit, do you get me? But I think that's just the passion, do you get me? Because when I'm performing in front of a camera or on stage, I dress it like I know my bars, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah,
I know what I'm
you
talking
keep that energy.
I keep that energy, so maybe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I've had girls say, you're such a gallus, isn't it? Like,
Is there truth to that?
there was a truth to that,
No,
you get me?
no.
But I'm kind of like, you know, I'm chilling, man. It's too much. I've got more to focus on than just pussy, innit? Do you get me? Like, that's the truth. And not to say like girls are just pussy, innit? Do you get me? But I've got a lot to focus on, innit? So I feel like if I focus on girls, then my distraction is a bit mad.
Yeah.
My focus is distracted, innit?
It's a bit
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And so you've performed publicly. You were telling me recently about performing in Notting Hill. How did that go?
that was mad.
Yeah.
I swear that was mad.
What's the most, first of all, do you get nervous before you perform?
If I'm sober, the nerves can kick in a bit, yeah. Yeah, nerves can kick in a bit if I'm sober. Or if the day, because sometimes the day is just random, innit? So you expect it to go a certain way, then all of a sudden it's not going that way, innit? So yeah, you have to kind of rush around, and then all of a sudden you're here and you're the one performing. So it's like that's when the nerves kind of kicks in as well. Do you get me? But if you're well prepared and stuff, and everything's not kind of crashing down, and you're still the one that needs to perform, then your mind's clear.
Do you prefer performing publicly to being in the studio, for example?
It's different feelings, you know, miss. Like, you get, the feeling in the studio is that creating feeling, innit? So you go from nothing to an idea, to a record, to it being something that you can bang in your car and you're gas now. Do you get me? So that feeling's like, wow, what an accomplishment, yeah?
Yeah.
Now being on a stage is like, it's a great feeling because you got everyone like
Just
kind
vibes
of vibes into that process that you done. They don't know that process. Do you get me? They don't know what you went through, how many hours you spent on it, how many minutes, they don't know. But you're showing them what you believe in. Do you get me? And then they're taking that in. So that is also a feeling of accomplishment, but it's two different feelings, you know what I mean?
And I guess they know your music as well.
Yeah.
So when they're singing along with you, word for word, how does that feel? Like, that must be quite...
I'm not gonna lie, that is mad. That only happened to me properly, I'd say, was it last year? Yeah, last year. And I was invited down for, what was the name of the event? It was at Deptford Cinema. I want to remember the name of the event, but it's difficult right now. So if I do, it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. But that was the first time I heard it, like a song called Window Panes, and that wasn't like, I didn't have many of my friends in the crowd and stuff like that. So that felt like proper. Powerful, man. It was mad. You get me? It was mad, and I loved it. Like, it wasn't an ego thing. It was just like,
it's
that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's a highlight. It's like, wow, that's nice. I didn't really realise how many people knew, especially that section of the song as well. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect people to know it that wildly. Like, it was like, yeah, this is mad.
It's a highlight. It's an accomplishment. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's so light to the piff, room's kinda cloudy. Thinking I need to live life like a Saudi. No job, tax free and then an Audi. Swimming pool and 6 beds in my house, G. I'm talking splashing bags in LV. Las Vegas, grands in the LV. LV on a belt looking LV. With a spice on a pole looking like Mel B. Yo, they can never tell me Stacey. Prescription pills couldn't change me. But then I laugh and I giggle to myself to better myself, ensure I never.
What else would you say were some of your highlights for 2018?
Honestly, Candy Roll was one of the biggest highlights.
The modelling.
The modelling.
Yeah.
Seriously, like that, yeah. Because the Candy Roll was always an idea, yeah. But it didn't start running until basically my boy Andre, long live Dre, you get me? Long live Dre. He came to me and he was like, listen, that Candy Roll thing we're talking about, yeah. we need
It's
to
a
get that
vibe
running,
still,
innit?
yeah.
We need, you get me? Because I love it. I love the idea. I've got someone who's interested. So let's get that running, you know? And that literally came off the back of the record label being Gentleman's Row.
Yeah.
And it not really being like female friendly, innit? Because Gentleman's Row, innit? Some females don't really care, do you get me? But you're gonna get the odd female who's gonna be like, what about the
female?
You get me? So that's what Candy Row was based on, innit? And I thought, rather than it being just music, we should go into the modelling, the dancing, acting, stuff that still ties back to music, but
The talents.
there's talents in it, and I think like females kind of cater to that side of.
What, the talents?
Yeah, you know.
Not the music side.
No, they do 100%. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but that dancing, modelling, you get me, acting, actress, that stuff there.
Yeah.
Like, girls are into that. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, alright, let's.
That's nice to know you've noticed.
Yeah, no, I noticed.
Yeah.
I'll pay attention.
attention.
Innit? Yeah, I'll pay attention.
What's the selection process for that like then? How do you select?
Andre's the model scout.
Okay.
So he goes out there, both in it, he does the like on foot scouting and he also does social media scouting. And if he thinks they're good enough, then invite them down for an interview. We interview them, obviously we help build their portfolios, and then if they're serious, after 3 months, then we'll keep them on board. But we offered them 2 types of agreements. There's a standard rights agreement and there's an exclusive rights agreement. Standard rights is basically almost like a freelance agreement, so we'll be there for you even if you get a job from somewhere else, if you need us to be, kind of thing. And exclusive rights is you can't work with anyone else because we're going to look after you for as long as your agreement stands.
So this is like serious thing.
No, this
It's
is
no joke.
Nah, no jokes. Like we've developed even further. Like a lot of girls are applying now, so they'll email us or they'll DM us applying. How do we become a model, etc. And how do we become an actress or dancer? We've had the people apply to do like camera work or photography, videography, MUAs. So it's become like it's developed quite vast to be honest. Yeah, I love it. So that's
What's
a big
the
highlight.
best way for, if someone was watching this right now and they wanted to apply,
Yeah.
what's the best way for them to apply? How do they apply?
Candy Row UK on Instagram. Just go on there and DM us. You'll find the email on there, and honestly, we'll get back to you within 24 hours, if that. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll say that's the best way. You know, when you're saying you're applying.
Maybe, you never know. You never know. Have I got to apply though? Can I just...
Yes, you have to apply. For heaven's sake.
So moving forward, what are you most proud of?
I'm proud of everything I've put out there and being able to create entities that actually mean something to people, to be able to help me push those things forward, you know? That's honestly a big achievement in my eyes. Honestly, making all the projects that I've released, it's not like ripped beats off the internet, you know? I've worked with producers to make that work. I've worked with engineers to make that work, you know? The videography, everything is like proper in-house or just like associates, and it's mad like to build a unit that strong, you get me, based on writing, because it all starts from those lyrics I'm writing that's inspired everything that's kind of come from it, you know? Spitting those lyrics and with my boys and stuff like that has now it's turned into a label, it's turned into a modelling agency, it's turned into like videos, you know what I mean, like on the ground.
You started all of that before uni, right?
What's this?
The writing.
Yeah, I started writing before uni.
Yeah. What did you study at uni?
Architecture.
So did you ever imagine yourself getting to this point, or was it always an architecture?
This was always the point I wanted to get to. Like architecture, I love it because it's still creative, you know. But that was what it was. I was more into drawing. I loved listening to music, but I wasn't into writing. I was into drawing. So when my parents would ask me, "What do you want to do when you're older? What do you want to do in the future?" I say, obviously, I want to draw. You want to what? So I'm like, obviously, you get me? Like, I want to draw, innit?
Yeah.
You get me? So as I got older, I started looking into things that will make both of us happy. Where can I draw and make peas? and
keep
still,
the parents
yeah,
happy,
still
yeah,
be
yeah.
over professional in the tie and all that stuff, innit? Cool. So architecture was the one where I could literally draw, bring my ideas to light, and move forward. But it wasn't. I don't know. It's not fun enough for me. Do you know what I mean? I like to enjoy like
You
my
need more
process.
than that.
I need a bit more than the buildings that I might have designed, etc., which is nice. You look at it, etc., and it's good. But the process is still office based, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like, I can't.
What are your parents saying now, though?
Yeah, they're supportive, like here and there. Like, mum is super supportive. Mum's
She's
like,
happy.
yeah, mum's happy, innit? Yeah, mum's happy. She's super supportive. Dad, supportive here and there. Do you know what I mean? It's like
It's coming along.
someone might come to my dad and be like, "Have you seen Josh's new release?"
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, let me see. You get me? And then they'll be like, "Yeah, is the money coming yet?" But then there's days where he'll be like, "Come on, what are you doing?" Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? But that's because I don't speak about the progress, innit? You get me? I don't like talking to many people about it. You get me? I kind of just do what I need to do and then get it, because opinions can slow you down sometimes, you know?
Absolutely.
Like I do listen to opinions and advice and everything like that. I do take it in, and that's if not to say if it benefits me, but if I truly believe that, yeah, you know what, this is mad. Do you get me? Let's talk about this and let's, you get me? That's why I'm here today with EGM. Do you know what I mean? Like, because on the day we met, we were like, "Yo, bro, we're gonna, we're gonna talk, we're gonna do bits, bro."
Yeah.
You get me? And to be honest with you, we haven't really spoke up until like till today, but we knew, like, we both knew at that point we weren't
It's
joking.
happening,
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
of course.
So, yeah, man, that's probably why he's a bit, you get me? My dad's a bit like, what's going on sometimes? When sometimes he's like, hey, do you get me?
I guess
Because
it's a security thing
updated.
as well. Every parent wants their child to be
150%.
safe, secure.
100%.
Is this going to get you to where you need to get to? Kind of thing.
Definitely, definitely.
It's exciting.
Mhm.
So, what advice then, based on what you just said, would you give to someone who's looking to like break into the industry, trying to get their foot in there? What would you say?
Come speak to us at Gentleman's Royal Music Group if you're looking for music. And come speak to us at Candy Roll UK if you're looking to be model, actress or dancer. And then we'll just guide you from there. But to the viewers, I say to you, whatever motivates you, whatever you're passionate about and whatever you know you're really good at, do you know what I mean? Like, you actually know you're good at it and you're kind of hiding, you know what I mean? Like, some people are sick at drawing, or they might be sick at singing or basketball or something, but they won't play basketball because they're worried about what people think about how they dribble the ball. Or they won't sing because, you get me, like, they've never sang to anyone before, so they've always said they're not good, and then they start believing that they're not all that, or, you know what I mean? I just say, try it, and you never know what's going to come of it, because as human beings, we're very,
It's like
we
a
can
fear
do bits, you
factor as
know?
well, though.
Yeah, but not even just a fear factor, we can actually do a lot. You know what I mean? I'm telling you now, you just look around you, you get me, and you see what's actually done that. Like, I always use it as an example, there's a road that goes to Manchester. That's man-made, that's someone that I did that leads to Manchester. That's not a joke, you know what I'm trying to say? And we're always just driving on it like it's light work, innit? You know, but that had to be laid down with the right materials and the right thought process.
Yeah.
But the idea, whoever came up with it first, didn't have no instructions. Do you get me? They just thought, I need to get to whatever that is in the distance, and I'm gonna do it. So just make it happen, innit? Literally, if it's for you and you believe in it, then take it into your own hands and actually start making a move towards it. That's my opinion. That's my advice on it.
That's some good advice.
Yeah.
What about for the kids or the people who feel like their parents aren't really on what they're doing? What would you say to them?
Respect your mum, respect your dad. Do you get me? I don't say go behind their back and do it. Some parents are like, they're encouraging, innit, about it. Some parents aren't, innit. But I'd say, I'm not gonna lie, I'd say more African parents are not as encouraging towards what we would consider making it ourselves. Do you get me? They want you to kind of work for someone all your life and just follow that routine, innit?
Yeah.
Do you get me? So, to people who have that kind of problem, I'd say, do what you need to do, do what they want you to do to an extent. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, obviously you've got to focus, you've got to study, you still got to learn, because it is important what they're telling us. It's not, I'm not saying that's not important. You got to stay educated, innit? Do you get me? Definitely stay educated, because that's what they want you to do. But you've got enough time in the day to do what you want to do, and then when the time is right, turn around and say, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Do you get me? This is what I'm doing. You've done it that way. I've said it to my parents before. You get me? You've done it this way, and we're not millionaires yet. Do you know what I'm saying? I've said it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've said it to them before. You've done it this way, and we're not millionaires yet. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that route of working for someone, when that person doesn't work for themselves in a way, do you get me? And he or she is a millionaire. You get me? Wherever you're working for, that person started with, I'm gonna try and do this. Do you get me? And I'm gonna do it, and people follow that dream. So, yeah, man. I think it's important that you communicate that to your parents as well, man.
Yeah. Alright, and last question. How did you come up with the name J Rose?
My first serious girlfriend, innit? That's where it got inspired, innit? Because she was like, I don't like Jay Stunning, I don't like Jay Styler, I don't like all of these like kind of like road names, innit, in a way, like. And she was like, you need something that's a bit more gentleman's road. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
So it all ties in.
Yeah, you need something that's
Smooth.
a naming it a bit more smooth, innit? I was going from bears and different names, and I was like, what do you think of J Rose? And she was like, yeah, that's it. Do you get me? So me and her came up with it together, but she inspired the change, because I'd probably still be Jay Stunning or what was it? Mayhem. Like, yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
So shout out to the first serious girlfriend then. You have to.
Shout out to the first serious girlfriend
You have to.
for those reasons there. Yeah, I wish her all the best. You get me?
You want to plug your socials real quick? Shout them out.
Right, we've got J Rose the artist, Gentleman's Row MG, Candy Row UK. So that's J Rose the artist, Gentleman's Row MG, Candy Row UK. Yeah.
That's it.
Right, thanks for having me.
That's alright. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. This is the handshake, bro.
No, don't do it like that. Alright, take it.
Alright, cool. So,
I can't.
no? Top.
Alright, we got 5 times the charm. There.
Yeah, that's it. Alright, you got it. Fine. Just do it. Right. What is that? Alright, so that's the personal one, isn't it? You get me, like,
We can go with that. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Say no more.
Yo, it's your boy J Rose. Shy Casino, get me. Gentleman's Row Music Group. Yo, confused, girl, about to lie me. Coming out of game so relaxed. Stressed out cause you love me, but you don't know if a brother does love her back. But I'm stressed out too, cause I feel the same. I never thought I'd be so attached. Holding back, state the facts, do the maths, change the stats. Suggestions, please.